In the life of every teacher, there comes a moment where you realize that the summer's almost over, so you want to cling on to that last little bit of it while you can. For me, that involves making one last little spontaneous trip before I resume. Today I'm at another amusement park I've actually never been to. There's Wild Thing, there's Steel Venom. It's Valleyfair! I'm in Minnesota today. So, this should be a fun one. I mean, it's not Cedar Point, but it will do. Today is going to be a milestone day for me because I intend on making Renegade my 50th roller coaster. So this should be a really exciting one. And as I was pulling up, I'm driving right up alongside and I saw Steel Venom running with the holding brake going. I didn't get to experience that on vertical velocity when I was at Great America, so that is going to be a very exciting one. I'll try and take a bit more footage as I do this park today, and as I go through this, I'll give you guys my immediate reaction on some of the coasters as I go through. So first coaster of the day, the Aero Mad Mouse. That was something. Laterals were okay during the hairpin turns at the top. Drops were a little bit janky. Also didn't really pull a lot of airtime, if any at all. So I think that's being generous. I mean, wasn't as bland as I expected it to be, but definitely not the most exciting thing ever. But anyway, that was coaster number 49. So on to Renegade. We're gonna make Renegade number 50. I'm pretty excited about this one. It'd be nice to finally have another GCI under my belt. We'll see if I like this one better than Prowler or not. I just got off Renegade, this big GCI Woody behind me, and despite feeling a little bit on the rough side, I feel pretty content that by the end of this day, that one will have cracked my top 20. We'll see. We'll have to see what it looks like once I get out of here and put everything in the spreadsheet and everything, but that's that was a pretty good one for coaster number 50. That first drop, the way that it, instead of just being a curve to one way, it actually curves you first to the side and then back the other way. So that was really, really cool. So that's two coasters. I think since we're on this end of the park, I think I'm gonna head over and do Excalibur, the funky jacked up aero mine train on steroids. So we'll have to see how this one goes. That was a lot of fun though. I will definitely go back and do that one again. Rode it in the back this time, need to do it in the front now. Just got off of Excalibur, and despite being really, really short, this thing was actually surprisingly fun. Wasn't as rough as I was expecting it to be. Actually, it was pretty smooth through most of the ride, apart from the transitions, but that's Aero for you. Pretty forceful laterals on the and the positive G's on the on one of the helix turns, and a little bit of floater. So not bad. Wasn't bad. This is fun so far. So 3 coasters in, and I think we're making good time here. Uh-oh. Someone broke Wild Thing, stopping the lift. Just got off Corkscrew. This is the only roller coaster in the entire park that goes upside down. It's an Aero looper from the 80s. It's not very big, not very fast, it's not crazy by any means. I think it's probably on par with something like Corkscrew at Cedar Point. Very surprising, the fact that this one actually was not crazy rough. I remember, I felt like Demon at Great America was a little bit on the janky side. This one actually held up okay. I wasn't being slammed into the seat as much, so I'll ride this one again. That wasn't bad. And for now, I see Steel Venom testing. I've heard that one's been on and off all day, so I think this might be an ideal time to go hop in line for that one. That way I can get on it before it breaks again. Okay, vertical velocity at Great America was fun, but Steel Venom with a hold brake at the far end, that just amps up the thrill just that much. That was incredible. I gotta do that one again at some point. That was unbelievable. So Wild Thing, not as good as the Mamba at Worlds of Fun. Got slammed into the seat a couple of times, and much like I've heard from multiple people, the trims on the mid-course just kill everything going back. You should be getting good airtime on that. And after riding a trimless Mamba, that was very dull going back. The only thing I think that Wild Thing really has going for it is the fact that it's got that tunnel. When it hit the tunnel and through the airtime hill in there, it actually caught me off guard. Kind of in a similar way that you would expect if you ride something like Space Mountain. So, yeah, not terrible, but nowhere near the best in the park. Alright, so last coaster credit of the day that I needed was this old wooden coaster, High Roller. Had to miss out on it earlier on because just when it was about my turn, they had a mechanical issue and they had to shut it down. So came back around, waited way longer than I think I should have had to wait for that, and I just got jackhammered into my seat over and over again on the far end. So I think that's a one and done for me. But that's all the coasters, so pretty solid collection considering they don't have anything like they don't have like a B&M or anything. So we'll see what we feel like re-riding throughout the day. This place is starting to get pretty busy. If you decide to be stupid and take it out on a roller coaster. So Valleyfair's got a little something kind of funny I've never seen anywhere else before. So you got the shoot rides here. You stand on the bridge, you get absolutely drenched, and then when you come over, and then when you're done, you come over here to the family dryer. That's awesome. All right, it is a little after 7. Been here since 11:30. Time for one last ride of the day. Front row on Best Coaster. Let's do it. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for a really nice afternoon here at Valleyfair. I gotta say, this park has a lot of charm to it. It is a really, really nice park. It's very well kept. Like as I was looking around this park, I saw a lot of staff repeatedly cleaning the place. Definitely a few little things I could say negatively towards this park. Probably first and foremost being the ride ops. Like just from one ride to another, it was pretty inconsistent. There was a lot of waiting, a lot of sitting there. By comparison though, when I was at Six Flags Great America, they were very diligent, they were consistent, and they were always sending something out. By the time the next train was through, they already had the coaster loaded up, ready to go. Here, not so much. So that is one big hot take, the big hot takeaway from this park. And the other kind of thing that was kind of frustrating was the fact that a number of the rides kept actually breaking down for mechanical reasons. I saw Wild Thing go down for over half an hour. I know Mad Mouse and High Roller went down. High Roller actually went down just before it was my turn to ride. And same thing happened on my last attempt to ride Steel Venom. Steel Venom. Good old reliable Intamin Impulse coasters, you know. So yeah, I think that one went down at least 4 or 5 times just today. So that just gives you an idea. But nonetheless though, it's a nice park. Got all the credits in. Lines were somewhat long, but not terrible. So nonetheless though, I am extremely tired and I think it's time to go and get some food. And it just so happens there is a very, very wonderful food place in this area that I've gone to for the first time on my last big trip, and I think we're gonna go there next. So I mentioned this very briefly when Joel and I went to Six Flags Great America and we were in Chicago, but I did not go any further than that. If you are in any place that has this particular restaurant, you absolutely need to try them, and that is the wonderful place known as Portillos. This place makes amazing hot dogs, beef dips, burgers, and of course, the chocolate cake shake. So let's go in and get one. Get a load of that beef dip. Oh my goodness. Not to mention these fries. This is some of the most unbelievably heavenly food ever. just as good, if not even better than the second time around. That beef dip hit some spots. But you know what? We're not done yet. We're just getting started. It's cake shake time. Let's go. In past experiences with so many pieces of cake in there, it's so hard to go through this thing with a straw. So pop this bad boy open and let's go to work. Sweet, chocolatey goodness, ice cream, chocolate syrup, and of course chocolate cake. Dig in. This is the greatest sweet treat ever. If you are, like I said, if you ever find a Portillos, you have to come and try the cake shake. Oh my gosh. So good. Absolutely, man. Portillos is out of this world. You have to try Portillos. What a day. Roller coasters, a long day on the road, Portillos to cap it off. I think we've had enough excitement for one day. I think it's time to call it a night. But since we're in Minnesota, I think you guys might have a pretty good idea what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'm far from done. So, tomorrow, we'll be going to Mall of America. And if the weather holds up on the way back home, I actually might stop at Arnol'ds Park. So if things go according to plan, I might be able to, in total, get 13 new coaster credits in just this couple of days that I'm taking this little mini trip. So tomorrow, Mall of America. Should be fun. Good morning. It is day 2. I am still in Minnesota, and we are about to enter a place I have not been in almost 30 years. But honestly, this place might actually be one of the earliest places I actually have some faint memory of. So, without further ado, we're in Mall of America. I'm walking straight in from the west lot. I can see part of Nickelodeon Universe straight ahead. So, I have arrived. I'm quite excited to ride a couple more coasters today. It's a nice morning, a little cloudy, but not too hot, and even better, this is indoors, so if even if the weather was to get a little bit poor, we can still ride the rides here. So this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and this place is just absolutely massive. So I'm going to head down to the main level and see if maybe we can get, see if it's possible to get my ticket for this thing early or not. This is SpongeBob testing.
I guess Grandpa Sponge was right. Never run after a coaster, especially one that's doing up at a 90-degree angle.
But in all seriousness though, just got off Rock Bottom Plunge, and not to toot my own horn, but I was first one on. First one in line, first one on the coaster. It was fun. That thing's awesome. smaller version of the monster, and with the shoulder harness. Got it down pretty tight to ensure that I didn't end up banging my head on it, so I could actually put my hands up. That was fun. So on a Tuesday morning at Mall of America, and in a matter of only about 20 minutes, I've been able to get on every single one of these coasters and get all the credits. Avatar is a lot of fun. Pepsi Orange Streak is also quite fun, despite being pretty tame. Just kind of takes you on a nice scenic tour of the mall. And Fairly Odd Coaster is exactly the same as Spinning Dragons and Worlds of Fun, so that's not a new credit for me at all. We'll walk around a little bit more and check this place out. It's interesting to see this place with all the Nickelodeon characters because way back in '92 when this mall first opened, it was all themed to the Peanuts characters. They had like a giant inflated Snoopy and the Peanuts characters were everywhere you could see. So it's interesting to see it like this now.
Riding roller coasters all morning does make you pretty hungry, so what better way to solve that problem than with some Shake Shack.
I've been wanting to try this place for a while. This stuff looks so good. Let's see what we think of this. So Shake Shack, 10 for 10 recommend. Incredibly delicious burger. I would actually go so far as to say I think I'd put that up there in the same level as a place like Five Guys. And Five Guys is one of the best burgers ever, so yeah. If you ever have a chance to get Shake Shack, definitely do it. That was delicious.
Alright, while I'm waiting for my food to settle, check this out. I am in a mirror maze, and boy is this unbelievable. This is so incredibly trippy. This is absolutely insane. I've never done anything like this before. This is something else. Well, let's see.
So, after getting some re-rides and a few laps in around the mall, and a smoothie from Jamba Juice, I think that's gonna do it from all of America today. It's still early in the day, but I was having a lot of fun that honestly I would stick around here a lot longer if it wasn't for the fact that I have to drive home. But 2 parks in 2 days, I think that's a pretty awesome accomplishment, but we're gonna be a little bit daring. We're gonna try something I would not have expected, because it just so happens that not too far out of the way, on my way back, is Arnol'ds Park in Iowa. We're gonna see if we can make that one. We'll ride the Legend and their little Wild Mouse coaster. And then at the end of that, I could say I got 3 parks in 2 days, as well as 13 total new credits. So we're gonna hit the road and we'll see how that goes. About a 3-hour drive from here, so it's about halfway home. So I'll check in with you when we get there. So, walking up to Arnol'ds Park, and already this place just looks so nice. Driving in from the north, coming up from Minnesota, is a very different experience. Pulling in and you just see, looks like a normal small town sort of thing, and then you're just pulling to town, and then all of a sudden, boom, great big lake, dotted with boats and jet skis. And it was like, it just caught me off guard. And then you come around the corner and you just see this nice little family park with a roller coaster, little wooden coaster here. This should be a lot of fun. So we'll check this out, get the credits, and then after that it'll probably be time to hit the road again. It's gonna be a long day. So how do you get into Arnold's Park? Oh, that's it. I see a wild mouse. Looks a little janky. Listen, it's fun. So here at Arnol'ds Park, I just rode this wild mouse behind me. A wild mouse that I thought was going to absolutely kill me. That was quite possibly the most jankiest roller coaster I've ever been on. I think the Boomerang at Worlds of Fun has been dethroned. On the flip side though, back on the other side behind me though, that is the Legend, an old PTC woodie, not to be confused with the Legend at Holiday World. That coaster, on the other hand, is a lot of fun. This little wooden coaster here, it may not look like much on the surface, but one ride on this thing, this coaster was an absolute blast, and I think I'm actually gonna go get enough park bucks to ride it one more time before I hit the road. I just had so much fun in the back on this one. And it's also pretty smooth, so Arnol'ds Park, you're obviously doing a good job taking good care of this wooden coaster. So I think that is about going to do it for this little roller coaster mini trip. If you ever have a chance to visit Arnol'ds Park in Iowa, do it, because the Legend, it may be a small wooden coaster, but it is so much fun. It's smooth, it has BTC buzz bars, which means the little bit of airtime that it has, you get to experience it all. And this is just such a nice little park. It's by a lake, it's really pretty here, so. And also it's free to walk up and free to park at, so I'd say I highly recommend it. It may be a little bit up there and out of the way, but this is a great park. So now comes the negative of this whole thing, the fact that I have to drive 4 hours back. So this has been a really fun trip, and if you've stuck it out through the whole through my whole 3 days, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe for more in the future.